Okay. Hello. We're Team 18792 Penguins Robotics. It's our third year doing FTC. I'm Jesse, and I'm 13 years old.
I'm Alex, and I'm 15 years old.
I'm Christopher. I'm 13 years old.
And today we'll be presenting an introduction to FTC.
What is FTC? FTC, or First Tech Challenge, is a robotics competition for middle and high schoolers. Each year, a new game releases. This year, games is called Power Play, where teams will compete to score as many cones they can on junctions or poles.
Yeah, so even though FTC is a robotics competition, there are lots of things that FTC like outside of robots. So you could do outreach, like meeting new people and stuff like that. And as for the season, you'll spend a lot of time just like building a robot and then to use it in a competition, which we'll talk about later.
In addition, you can also win a lot of cool awards like the Inspire Award, Motivate Award, and Connect Award, and these will be covered in a later section of the video.
First Tech Challenge's ethos is gracious professionalism, which means being a good sport to other teams and being kind to your fellow team members and other teams. There are a total of 20,000 FTC teams, and with 6,000 active teams, and FTC is available in over 20 countries.
Okay, so now I'm going to show a video about FTC, what the game is like.
Their preload on the high junction. On the Blue Alliance, Team 20096 is scoring their preload on the mid junction. Team 21524 on the Red Alliance is getting cones from the cone stack and placing them on the high junction. On the Red Alliance, we have 2 robots that are parked in the correct space, and we also have 2 robots on the Blue Alliance parked correctly.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Yep. Starting off the teleop period, we have Team 20194. They got a cone from the cone stacks and are placing it on the high junction for 5 points. Their partners, Team 21524, are getting cones from the human player and are placing them on the mid junction. On the Blue Alliance, Team 20096 got a cone from the cone stack. They placed it on the low junction for 3 points, and their partners are getting cones from the human player and are putting them on the high junction. They have formed a stack there. Team 21542 has placed a red cone on top of a blue stack. They now have ownership of that junction.
So you can see our robot in the back scoring high junction cones.
Team 20194, they are
and our partner is trying to score on a low junction.
Team 20096 from the Blue Alliance are at their cone stacks. They are picking up a cone to score. While their partners, Team 10792, they are getting cones from the substation and placing them on the high junction. Team 20194 from the red team has a cone in their possession. It looks like they are going to place it on top of a high junction. And then Team 20096 from the Blue Alliance, they have picked up a cone from their cone stacks. And it looks like they're going to place it on a medium junction. We have started end game. Both teams are still scoring more cones. Team 10792 has placed their junction on top of a cone stack. And Team 21524 has is placing their junction on a low junction right now. And that is the game.
Yeah, so that's just what an FTC game looks like. So go back to the slides. Okay, so why FTC? FTC teaches you many STEM skills in a fun way. The thrilling competitions and the creativity that robotics brings out of people are just some of the things that many FTC participants find enjoyable. FTC can also help you meet new people and make many friends within the FTC community.
Yeah, so you can learn many STEM skills in a fun and engaging way. And you can learn a lot of things with your friends and fellow teammates.
I have personally learned how to CAD and build. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, you can make a lot of friends in the FTC communities that I said. In the description, you can find a link to the FTC Discord, which is a good starting place for that. So you can find lots of different teams and people there and talk to others.
I've made many friends doing FTC. 3 students are actually from the same school as me on the on Penguins.
And to start FTC, you don't really need any experience. Like FTC is very beginner friendly because as you do more FTC, you'll learn a lot about like just building all different skills. You'll just learn as you do it. That's what makes it really fun. So now for the design process. At the start of fall every year, first we'll release a new game along with a video and game manuals explaining the game. In the following weeks, teams will follow the design process to design their robot. So first we'll define what are the goals and obstacles of the season. Research, how do we accomplish our goals or overcome the obstacles? Brainstorm, how can we combine our solutions into one robot? Build the robot. Analyze, how can our robot be improved? And improve, make changes to robot components.
So at the start of the season, we held a Zoom meeting to watch the game animation, the power play game animation, and we found what the obstacles were in this power play season. And then we brainstormed some ideas, like the intake that we were going to use, and then we CAD it, and then we build the robot, and then we make modifications to make it more efficient.
So designing can having design can help you win different awards, such as the Design Award or Innovative Award or Inspire Award. And most of the teams out there use CAD. However, some also do free building. CAD is pretty much like having a blueprint on how to design a robot, and free building is just improvisation.
Chris, you're muted.
Before designing your robot, you need to know what robot parts you're going to use. Some brands that are very popular and well known include GoBuilda, Axon Robotics, Rev, and Tetrix. You can have your parts custom made from 3D printers or CNC machines.
Yeah, so you can use all sorts of parts in FTC. They give you a lot of freedom with that, but there are also parts that you can't use. So I'm going to show you guys a list of parts you can and can't use. Yeah, so you're limited to what phones you can use and like what controllers are allowed, stuff like that. Just a brief overview. It's the stuff you can't use. And yeah, so for our robot, for our drivetrain, which is like the skeleton of our robot, we have custom aluminum plates which are manufactured and CNC'd from the company Send Cut Send, and we also have custom 3D parts on our robot, and we also have like lots of parts off the shelf or from companies like GoBuilda or Axon Robotics that we talked about.
CAD. CAD or computer-aided design in terms of FTC is the use of a computer to design and model the robot and purchase the robot. Off-the-shelf parts usually have step files that can be imported into a CAD software. CAD can also be used to create 3D parts, discover problems within the design, and determine the number of parts needed in the design.
Most FTC teams will use Onshape because it is easy to find parts from vendors like GoBuilda that we just talked about, and you can learn how to CAD pretty easily with a couple tutorials. And these 2 pictures are from Onshape.
All right, now for coding. Coding is an essential part to make your robot function properly. You can either use blocks or Java to program, but Java is generally preferred because of the tools provided. Some of the most common tools include Roadrunner and OpenCV. Now, learning code can be difficult at first, but if you have like the right resources, then it'll be a lot easier. So most teams will start with block coding. There are plenty of tutorials on YouTube, and then they might transition to Java next season or later into the season. And there are also plenty of tutorials on YouTube for that.
Outreach. Outreach will help your team be more known to others, and it will help your team's funding. It can also help you win many awards, like the Motivate Award and the Connect Award. Some types of outreach include mentoring other teams, teaching robotics, hosting scrimmages, and promoting STEM in your community.
Yeah, so lots of outreach events may involve like other teams, and it could be difficult to find those teams. So again, we can use the FTC Discord for this, which is in the description, and you can find lots of people near you and kind of coordinate some outreach with them.
Some other forms of outreach are volunteering at STEM summer camps and teaching STEM classes, as well as mentoring an FLL team.
We've gotten assistance from other teams, such as Alman Robotics, and professionals from NASA and the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. And we've outreached and scouted other teams at the competition.
Yeah, we've also recently hosted an FLL event. We brought lots of FLL teams together, and they had lots of fun. They grew, and it was just a very successful outreach event for us. And another very easy way to do outreach is hosting scrimmages or just attending other teams' scrimmages, because you can like kind of build a relationship with other teams for future outreach, and it's just a very nice experience.
Fundraising. To get the necessary parts for your robot, you will most likely need to earn this money by fundraising, which can be done by selling goods, teaching robotics, sponsorships, and applying.
Yeah, so a good starting point for fundraising is just finding sponsorships near you. So like having like a good influence can help a lot, just like doing lots of outreach around you and kind of just making a name for yourself in your community, because like other companies may hear about that, and just like having a decent following on social media for your team can help, because again you can use that to just show other companies that you're a dedicated robotics team.
Our fundraising experience includes a bake sale with one of our sister teams and a bake sale going around my neighborhood, informing people about FTC STEM robotics, and receiving grants from Code Advantage and Potomac Oak Tutoring.
Even if you don't win the actual competition, you could still earn lots of awards. Many of these awards will come from the judging session. There are 7 awards. The Inspire Award is for teams that are strong contenders for other awards. Think, teams that provide detailed information regarding the design process. Connect, teams that provide detailed information regarding their outreach activities. Innovate, teams that sell the robot or parts of the robot as innovative. Control, teams that exhibit innovative problem-solving skills to overcome game challenges. Motivate, teams that provide detailed information regarding their outreach activity. And Design is for teams that have robots that are functional, aesthetic, and use good design practice.
For judging, each team will go through a 15-minute judging session where they will have 5 minutes to do their presentation, and the judges will ask questions relating to the presentation, the robot, the team, for 10 minutes.
Judges have a scoring sheet which they will use to score the teams based on what they do in the judging session, which will be given back to the teams as feedback once the competition is over.
How the competition works is at the start of the season, teams will select 2 or 3 qualifiers they will attend. Teams will get a designated pit area where they will stay for most of the competition. There will be a judging session, a couple pit interviews, maybe, and robot matches. After the matches, there will be an award ceremony. The level of competitions goes from qualifier, where you compete against teams in your region, to qualify for states. States, you will qualify with the best teams in your region, and if you advance from states, you will go into the World Championship, where you compete against the best teams in the world.
So qualifiers are very accessible. There are usually lots of qualifiers in many different regions. So for example, in our region, for Chesapeake, there were 16 different qualifiers that you could attend. And the competition is usually like very exciting for lots of people. Even though it's long, there are lots of people, lots of teams, many new people you can meet, and it's just overall a lot of fun.
At the competition, people will usually have one of 3 roles, which are drivers, coaches, and scouters. Drivers will drive the robot in the robot games, coaches will tell the drivers what to do in those games, and scouters will watch those games to see the other teams and decide which team to pick for their alliance partners.
So our competition experience this year was pretty great. We've gotten winning alliance captain the first 2 qualifiers and design award first place as well. For the 3rd qualifier, we got finalist alliance captain and design award 2nd place. So there are a lot of awards you can win during the qualifiers. Competitions usually last the whole day from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. They may last 2 days for states, but qualifiers are usually 1 day.
Engineering portfolio. The engineering portfolio is basically a summary of your FTC team. How your team is ran and the parts of your robot are included in this document. Although much of what may be said in the engineering portfolio may already be said in your judging session, the engineering portfolio allows you to go much more in depth and show your growth in a clearer way. Judges will refer to this when making judging decisions. This is completely optional, however, you must submit this to be able to be eligible for judged awards.
Alright, so now I'll just show an example of the engineering portfolio. It's actually ours for this season. And I'll just run through it a little bit. We have table of contents, stuff about our team, our season, and kind of just what we did. And it's always good to show kind of your growth as a team and your growth through the season, because that's kind of what judges want to see. So thank you for watching our presentation. We'll stay here for any questions you guys have.
If someone is new to,
Oh, you can go, Alex.
okay. If someone's new to FTC, how do they do it? I recommend that they just so most high schools will have their STEM club or like an FTC team or that, and they can probably join that. However, you can also ask around and see if any of your friends are an FTC team and ask if you can join. For CAD, we recommend Onshape because it's very easy to collaborate with other people on that, and it's also free and browser based and can be run with a very bad computer. I've ran on my school Chromebook before. It was not that good, but it still ran.
So my favorite part of this season was definitely meeting new teams at the competition and also hosting the FLL event. We were able to help many people, and the FLL students enjoyed it a lot.
My favorite part was like when we taught lots of kids in a summer camp for FTC and FLL, because like lots of the kids that we taught ended up joining FTC. So I think like that was just great.
All right, how often should a team meet? We usually meet twice a week for each week we meet around 4 hours. We usually have a in-person meeting on Friday evenings and Sunday evenings.
Yeah. It depends on how much like you need to get done. If it's before the competition, then it'll definitely help to me a lot more than usual. Yeah, most teams will usually meet like 2 times a week, I think, about that. If a newcomer wants to find a team, they could like maybe find one of their friends who's interested in robotics, and they could create a team with them. There's lots of clubs like everywhere. If you live near us in the First Chesapeake district, there's a link in the description to the Academy of Excellence, which is a good robotics club that we're in.
Yeah, we have all of our links in the description, so if you want to check us out, you can do so by just clicking the description, clicking our website. All right, do teams need to have mentors? Teams are not required to have mentors. Well, actually, I don't really know, but usually teams will have 1 or 2 mentors just to supervise or help the team.
How do you split the work on a team? So usually most teams have like certain roles for different people. So some people do building, or some people may do CADing. But for us, like, we all have our own main roles, but we also delve into other people's roles. So for example, I mainly do outreach, but I also do a lot of building. And that's just like kind of the dynamic on our team.
So FTC team members are usually in high school or middle school. So I'm in 10th grade, and I believe 2 other of our members are in 10th grade, and all the rest are in 8th or 7th grade.
The recommended age range for FTC is grade 7 to 12.
So we currently have 3 girls in our team. After high school, after you graduate, some people choose to become alumni and help out the team, like become a mentor, or else some choose to become sponsors of the team, and others just choose to help out in other ways.
Okay, so I think that'll conclude our stream for today. If you want to ask more questions, contact us. Our Instagrams, Penguins Robotics. You can find all our other socials in the description, and if you want to learn more, there's FTC Discord in the description, and there's Game Manual 0, which could teach you a lot. So thank you guys for watching us today, and yeah, bye.
Thank you. Bye.